Intel's $20 billion investment will go in right here. Many see it as a sign that America's heartland is reviving, that those seeking high-tech jobs will not have to leave home for the coasts.
You don't win the game in the fourth quarter by just showing up then.
Kenny McDonald says Columbus business leaders have followed that game plan by calling semiconductor makers for 10 years, making the Intel deal all the more rich.
As somebody who's been an economic developer for over 25 years, this really is the Super Bowl.
The multi-billion-dollar investment is the largest economic development package in state history, and Intel's first new manufacturing site in 40 years. It means 3,000 new jobs that carry an average salary of $135,000, plus 7,000 construction jobs and more. Intel is committed to building 2 chip factories, or fabs, just outside of Columbus, near a new Albany business park, and the site can accommodate up to 8. In 10 years, Intel plans to reach that capacity with a total investment reaching $100 billion.
I think the final thing was we were hungry. You know, we wanted them to come.
Governor Mike DeWine is elated. As a lifelong resident, he is well aware of the decades of decline endured by his home state and the entire Rust Belt. Winning the Intel bid marks a renaissance moment.
It really sends a signal that Ohio and the Midwest is certainly in the game in regard to, manufacturing anything.
Until now, the Heartland has found itself in the tech industry's rearview mirror. Mark Murrow at the Brookings Institution follows the tech geography.
It's not spread extremely widely. It's highly concentrated in a very short list of big coastal superstar metros.
Murrow says that's a problem for those in Middle America.
They're cut off in some ways from some of the most vibrant sources of jobs and social and economic mobility.
It's why the Ohio decision could signal that the tech industry needs and is capable of geographic diversity. Columbus area banker Laura Tussing says it could slow the flow of those leaving the state for better jobs.
People are going to be able to make career progressions and expand their businesses, within our state. They don't have to go somewhere else now.
This move could also provide much needed momentum for America's fragile semiconductor industry. That's the mentality that McDonald says kept his team going.
It wasn't just about Ohio. It was about solving a global issue and a national priority. And that got us through some tough days.
A shortage decades in the making is now underscored by the conflict in Ukraine and other supply chain problems. Thanks to offshore manufacturing and foreign competition over the last 30 years, the U.S. has watched its share of global semiconductor manufacturing drop from 37% to 12%. It's a profound loss given that semiconductors power the entire digital economy.
We're seeing very vulnerable, shaky supply chains right now, and it's disrupting the U.S. economy. It's contributed to the major inflation challenge we faced this year.
Of course, just one major investment won't solve the country's supply chain and national security issues, nor can they be solved overnight.
It shows the possibility, and it hopefully heralds further investment.
But it could put the U.S. on the right track, especially if Congress passes the CHIPS Act, which would provide some $50 billion to support this manufacturing at home. For now, McDonald and his economic development team have their work cut out for them.
It's a totally new game. So we got another field to run now, and we're on the 1-yard line.
The new game includes building the factories, sourcing and training the workforce, and creating communities around them that maintain a high quality of life.
We have a lot of work ahead of us, and we're just pumped up to do it.
If Intel succeeds here, not only could it mean a silicon heartland, it could shift chip production back to the U.S. and strengthen America's supply chains, economy, and national security. Reporting in Central Ohio, Heather Sells, CBN News.